the swamp right now. We're in the weeds.
I get it. We're in
We got
the construction
got
zone.
our construction zone happening here. Welcome to Wednesday.
I like your intro.
You like the intro? That's all it is. That's really
No, I like it short and sweet, and we get to the point.
Welcome to Wednesday.
Welcome to
From the
Wednesday.
East End. You know, for a West Island guy like myself,
You got lost,
I got lost.
and so let's explain
Let's
what
say
happened.
I was a West Island kid, and then I got out. I was one of those West Islanders that was like, I can't wait to get out of here, and I did, and I've been out for 15, probably 20 years now.
Yeah.
And now when I go back to the West Island, because now I've joined as a brand director and in the marketing department, I go, isn't this lovely? I miss this. I do miss it a lot.
Would you consider moving to the West Island?
I would consider moving to the West Island in a hot second. I would be there in a hot second.
What's the
I
problem?
would probably be more, probably Beaconsfield, Point Claire.
Because now's the time for you. Before the kids.
Well, they're in school. They're already in school. My.
No, before they get older, like the teenage years is when you don't want to move.
Why?
I don't know. You get all screwed
Drugs
up.
and
Look
stuff?
at me. I mean,
Drugs and
that's
stuff?
what happened.
Is that what it is?
No, but in my second year of high school, I moved schools.
Yeah,
which was a big mistake. I found it really hard.
I want to take a look at your past.
Well, we're gonna
on camera. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do some fun things. We're doing some fun things in terms of content. You're gonna see a whole bunch of new content coming up each and every day. We'll probably do 2 videos, all on Etienne. Don't worry. Yes, I am a TV person, but not, well. Why aren't you doing TV now, huh, sucker? Why aren't you doing TV now? Why aren't you doing that?
Well, this is much better.
Have you ever? Yeah. So I've really enjoyed real estate. I really enjoyed working as an agent at the Mellor Group with Heritage, and it's been so helpful over the last 6 years that I've been doing it.
Yep.
Every time I had a problem, I'd call Melissa. Melissa would be like, "This is what you got to do." And it may just be part of the reason why, hands-on with the office. And so this morning I'm coming up here to this office here in Saint Michel, which I've never been to before. And it says the address, but it doesn't have east. So I was like, I don't know what Etienne's talking about. It's right off of Côte des Neiges. That was an exterminator place. Then I put east. Then it was all the way past Crémazie, or on Crémazie, off of Crémazie. So I showed up there. I saw the big address.
No, but wait.
What?
You showed up on Crémazie when we're on Jean Talon, so
Yeah,
you
I
got
get that.
distracted. No, but I think it's important to point out.
Right. So I was distracted. I had a few calls to get to this morning on my ride, like everyone does.
You were multitasking.
I am lost without my GPS because that's just the way we do it right now, right?
Yep.
Especially when you have kids, you just put it in anyways, just to make sure you know where you're going. And I pulled up in front of this building, and it had a big picture of Éric Duhaime on the front, a big pancarte, because we're going into elections. Who's head of the Conservative Party of Quebec,
yeah.
right? So I said, wouldn't it be funny if Etienne had an office in the Éric Duhaime building? So I started unpacking my car, which has all kinds of gear in it, and my computer and all this stuff. We're gypsies basically. We have all kinds of stuff that we bring with us as we follow Etienne everywhere around. And it sure is. It's Éric Duhaime's office, and I see people walking around in blue and white.
But it still took you 5-10 minutes before
5-10 minutes before I realized where I was, and I'm texting them. I'm going, "What floor is it on?" And I'm getting no answer.
And well, not because we didn't want to. We were in the middle of I was in the middle of a meeting.
He must have gone to Éric Duhaime's office. That's why he's doing that. So, anyways, we showed up here, and we started rolling out some content. So yeah, you're going to start seeing some content. More than usual, a lot of video stuff, a lot of practice what you preach stuff that Etienne comes and talks about. If you've ever been in his office, if you've ever been around the man, if you've recently signed to come and be a broker, we're doing this practice what you preach stuff, because I find so many times when we look at TikTok, when we look at all these different entrepreneurs, we don't even do a background check, right?
True.
You just gotta take it for what it is.
An expression I have always is, don't just tell me, show me. When we have team meetings, when we talk about statistics, when we talk about anything, did you do your project? Did you work on whatever you were working on? Oh yeah, I did. Well, show me please, because visual is very important. So you had the great idea. Let's show, and not just. So I think it's great.
I mean, it's a fascinating way to look at it, because you it's just nice to see the person who says that they're doing it actually do it. And phone calls, they're probably one of the go-to when you're having maybe a slower time as a broker. You're like, oh, I'm going to do some phone calls. I know brokers that have been doing it for like Hall of Fame brokers that have still never done phone calls, and they look at it and they go, oh, I don't know if I could do that.
It's kind of the default door knocking and cold calling. It's kind of the default way. Like if you go to your agency and you say, well, like I need help with my business, the first thing they always say, well, do more calls. Are you doing cold call? Are you doing door knocking? It's very old fashioned, but I did so much of it when I was a starting broker back 20 years ago. We didn't have the technology we have today. We didn't have social media. We didn't have the internet, generally speaking. So I think it's great. We recorded this afternoon. I spent a half an hour. We recorded everything. We don't have the whole thing there. We have what, 17, 20 minutes?
We're gonna show 17 minutes on YouTube, which is up now, and we're gonna show you a clip of the Michael Jordan of phone calls right now, a 30-second clip right here.
Hello.
Hello. Am I speaking to the owner?
Yes.
Hello, sir. My name is Etienne Miller. I'm with Royal LePage, and I'm new to this area. We just opened an office not that long ago, and I just wanted to take a minute to introduce myself.
Good to meet you. I'm not really interested in selling.
Okay. Have you been an owner for a while?
Only about 5 years.
Oh, so your property must have doubled, if not tripled.
I mean, it's funny because you're just so damn good. Like, you are really good. Like, I didn't believe how good you were.
But you never actually saw me except for today. This was the first time. So you heard me talk about it a bunch of times.
Heard you talk about it. I heard you say, when I was a broker, blah, 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 blah. And I just kept on feeling like maybe, like I knew you knew how to do it, but I didn't know you.
But maybe I was
how
just
to
a
do
talker.
It. No, because I
no, you know me more than that.
You give off a real great vibe. Every time I've ever left your office, I always feel like ready to go, make the day happen. You even got me into books, which is something I'm rarely into. But I wanted to see how you did it. And now everyone gets to see how you do it.
Yeah.
Which was something you learned over time.
Well, I did. I can't even remember the amount of calls. Because remember, when I started as a broker, when I was in class, I was telling someone this morning, learning about how to become a broker for getting my license. For me, the thought was like, well, I'm not going to work with buyers. What's the point of that? I'm going to go get the inventory. I'm going to get the listings. So back in 2001, to get listings, the only way I knew of or was told that I was going to get, it's through cold call, straight cold calling, just picking up we called it the cold book. Mm-hmm. Just like a phone book, and just dial. And there was someone right in front of me, a broker that had been a successful broker for many years, where I joined at that time. And she just did that day long. And she was the #1 listing broker in my office. And so I just was sitting in front, just doing the same thing. So I did hours upon hours of just straight cold calling day long. So even though it's 20 years ago, I did it for many years. 1, 2, I'm still doing that same. I'm using the same approach, if you want, because it doesn't matter what, like that. Now that I'm an agency, I don't. But it's the same thing. I do the same thing today. So imagine doing 20 years of something. You can or should become very good at whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Mm. So it's there's one way or one approach. It's one method, if you want, but there's many different methodologies to this. And I invite brokers that do cold calling a lot still today, or maybe not even just a lot, and it works for them, to comment or share, well, what's your approach? How do you do it? Because there's not just one way.
Terrifying experience. We used to call on the Monday. And the Monday would be the day after the open house. So you'd call the for sale by owners and you'd say, oh.
But you're talking about for sale by owners.
For sale by owners.
Not just straight cold.
No, this is not
what I did today was
listing.
Straight cold call. Like, I don't know the people. They have no interest. They're not.
Never seen the house.
But we should talk about for sale by. We should do the same exercise for sale by.
I think we're going to do a bunch of them. Because I think that opening it up to show exactly. I mean, that's the thing. When you look at the TikTok videos and you look at all these motivational videos, you digest them, you swipe, you go to the next one. You don't go, I wonder who that is. And the guy could, he could be listening to Pink Floyd in his parents' basement for all you know,
exactly.
all day long.
And there's a lot of those.
Yeah. yeah, so it was I was very impressed. It was very cool. I'm happy we did it. We're gonna do some door knocking as well. We're gonna get you out there, and we're gonna have a look at that new program with the concierge service for the lead assist,
Lead assist. Because when you watch the video, and again, I encourage everybody to watch it. It's on YouTube. You're saying we're gonna have it pretty much everywhere, but for now, it's on YouTube. When you watch it, I'm gonna talk because I don't know what the clip is, but was a half hour of my time to get to talk to two individuals.
The gentleman with the inheritance.
There's you remember that? That's good. Well, there's two individuals I spoke to, and if you do the math, now I would have to spend 8 hours. Well, I can't do the math in my head. I'm sorry, but
don't do the math anymore.
But if you did it, if you go back and you do it,
team. Yeah, but
which you should,
yeah.
that means that you just do that day long. Which is that feasible today?
No.
Is that realistic to think that I'm just going to do cold calling all day long to be the main source of generating leads when you have social media and when you have other tools and technology to give you a greater reach or a way more visibility more efficiently?
Because that's the first point. What we did today with those callers was the first point. Then there's the suivi, and how do you keep up the suivi? How does the suivi or how does the follow-up not become too repetitive? Are you calling at the right frequency? Like, it's a whole other game.
The
like
nurturing,
like the nurturing of it. Like I had someone who I had met through cold calling, and she had a 5-plex, but my license is only for 4, right? So I said, how do I, but she knows other people who have in the area that have plexes.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I'm going to keep her in the thing. It made me feel kind of like I was doing my job, right, as a broker. But you develop these relationships that are, that can be helpful, but you have to remember it's a business relationship. You're not calling your friend, right? But that's what it had turned into. So she would call me when like things were going like, I'm thinking of leaving my husband, and I was like going, this is a red flag.
How do you manage that?
Well, how do I manage that? I go, that's really too bad. I said, if there's someone you need to speak to about this, I'm sure he's a great guy, I'm sure all couples have problems. Maybe it's time to seek that out and then bounce. I mean, I can't.
But
I
that's
don't want to
why
be responsible for that.
But no, and how you manage these types of individuals that like to talk, or like in the example of the video, I don't know if you have that part, but there's one person that just wanted to potentially keep on talking, and I knew when to stop the conversation. I had the information. I had started the relationship. Now it's time. Okay, my time is valuable. So, all right. So then I controlled the conversation. But too often brokers just keep on going because they don't want to interrupt. They feel like, well, that's impolite. You got to control the scenario, the conversation, and that's another thing you learn over time. So
you nailed it. It was really impressive. I was really happy we did that as an exercise. So if you are newer, or if you're in the market of which we are in right now, where there's less on the market, but if you're looking to advance in maybe ways of connecting with people, and phone is on your list, then go and check it out. I think it's worth the watch of the grandmaster here who
and if you don't, if the calling's not your thing, or if you want other options that you're not sure of exist, because where you are, they just promote door knocking and cold calling, I invite you to reach out to me. You don't have to. I'm not gonna charge you nothing. I just want to help brokers.
You don't want to pull out your wand where magically they're stuck with with a contract for something.
No, again, I'm not. I mean, I'm going to prioritize my brokers from the group, from Mellor Group, with my time. But if I do have some extra time, if there is a cancellation and you're interested in finding out more on different ways of reaching and building your business, I'm always willing to meet, to talk about that, to talk about your business. And so I invite everybody, whoever is interested. Did you put the phone number? That's my personal phone number.
And that's how I showed up too. That was through, there was an outreach. I was like, oh, I'll go check out this guy.
That is true. That's right. So I did the same thing with you.
Yeah. It worked.
And that's how I built my whole business.
I was so built on I had come from TV and radio. But I was so in that doing everything with teams, and then I found myself in this, which I really wanted to do for a very, very long time. And then I said, well, where's the people? Because all I'm talking about is what sold and what didn't, and what you can. And I felt always kind of reaching and being selly, I was trying to sell all the time, and it just felt it wasn't in my nature. So I needed somewhere to go where it was, friendly, but the expert was willing to share the knowledge.
And in the video, if you go back, and everybody should watch this. I'm not saying that because it's me, by the way. I'm saying because it makes a point of what I'm trying to say. And if for those that watch these capsules, this show every day, I talk about this all the time. Now you're going to see it. My approach, if you pay close attention, I don't sell nothing. I'm not pushing this person to sell. I never even talk about that. Have you noticed?
At all.
I'm just trying to make a new friend, a new connection, to start a relationship.
A new friend. Are you though? Are you?
If you were looking for a spouse, you could cold call and eventually fall upon someone that you would connect with.
Yeah.
But is it the best, most efficient way?
No, because it
works.
It could work. Wow. It wouldn't be my way of doing it.
No, but it would work, is my point. So when I'm not saying it does not work and it's not good, I just think it's not modern. It's not an efficient way of going about it. But if it's your thing, maybe maybe if you listen, it'll help you out. And if it's not your thing, I got plenty of other options for you.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, the Grandmaster Flash right here, putting it all down. Do you know Etienne used to break dance? Did you know that?
Well, it wasn't like a career. It happened once or twice. I got into it in elementary school.
It was the 80s. It was the 80s. Look, that was this. I really enjoy this office, which is the hypothécaire as well from Meller Group.
Yeah, we have a mortgage cabinet, and that's
we have a mortgage cabinet.
Look, once you understand business, it doesn't matter what the service or the product is. You can have, and you should have multiple businesses so that you have multiple streams of income. That'll be another topic for another day.
We should get the mortgage cabinet on as well. One more time.
Absolutely.
If not, what are we, Wednesday? So tomorrow's Thursday. We have
special guests,
Sophie and
Kevin.
Yeah, who are going to be on the show. I keep calling it a show. It is a show.
It is a show.
It is the root of all real estate.
I love it.
To which we started a long time ago, but it was just our voices.
Such an interesting thing, though. It started with you.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of your idea.
And all these brokers started signing up, and he was like, "Oh, I'm in Costa Rica, I'm in Prague, I'm in Portugal. Great job."
No, but then you started it.
Yeah.
Then you left me. No, I'm kidding.
No.
You wanted your fee, which was quite high. And
I was never a full-time broker, and I don't mean like I was hanging out. I had this radio show that I was two radio shows that I was doing. I was doing a TV show and the news on Fridays, and then I was doing real estate, because all those other things, except for the news on Fridays, was seasonal. So, or maybe it was shot in 3 weeks. So I wasn't doing for the rest of, and I had an objective in terms of where I wanted to get to and how stressed I wanted to be. But anyways, when I did come full time, that's when I ended up doing very well, thanks to the help of the office, and thanks to the help of being around people who want to do more. They say it's contagious, and I hate to be that kind of person that goes, "Yeah, well, it is contagious."
Well, it is
contagious.
I agree.
It is.
So thank you and welcome back.
Are we done?
And
let's keep going. Let's do.
Let's
do a
telethon. But I don't want to give it all. I think we should stop and you should go see the video.
Yeah, go see the video. The video of Etienne making cold calls up on our YouTube. We're going to be adding that to all the social medias that we have with the Meller Group. On that Meller Group page, that is a branding marketing page. So we're going to put that. I'm going to disturb that page, keep the brand intact, which Gwen totally nailed yesterday. So that's awesome. We're going to put that in the description. We're going to put it on the Elite, Heritage, all of them. Or even easier, go into your YouTube and write Etienne Mellor.
There you go.
And check it out.
Well, thank you again. Enjoy the video, and I hope it helps.
I hope it does help.
It will. I don't want to be cocky. Just go watch it. Make your own opinion.
Please, for the sake of me being here much longer, go check it out. That's why we made it.